So this is biology lab number 2, and this is the first part of our video lectures by Darius DeWitt and Darlene Woloski. So patient A was admitted to the hospital on February 2nd of 1997. It was a previously healthy 4-year-old girl who had an onset of chickenpox on January 30th, which we will go into more detail later. Her symptoms were swelling, tenderness, warmth, and redness over her left upper arm and shoulder. What ended up happening was she underwent surgery to actually remove part of the connective tissue surrounding the muscle of her left arm. So this ended up being some serious stuff. Patient B was admitted on February 6th, which was 7 days after the onset of their chickenpox infection. It was a 3-year-old child this time who went to the same daycare center as the patient beforehand. The diagnosis was an abscess, and the course of action was incised. So basically they had to drain it, and so additional information that turned out happening was the contents of the abscess also grew the same organism as observed in patient A. So basically they could tell that both patient A and patient B had the same problem. And this is a picture that we got from the PB work sites. So going into a little bit more in depth. The integumentary system protects the body from outward damage and is composed of the skin and appendages, including hair and nails. So basically, as you can see in the picture beforehand, this is an infection in the skin. And so the abscess is being formed, and so the integumentary system is having problems here. So we decided to take a gram test, and for the gram positive, there would be a single membrane surrounded by a thick peptidoglycan layer. However, the gram negative had a thin peptidoglycan layer and outer membrane, and so the outer membrane contained lipopolysaccharides. So basically what this test is if you are gram positive, then you have a very thick outer layer, and it's not likely to be broken down very easily. However, with gram negatives, you can see that the outer layers of it are very thin and very easy to see and break apart, pretty much. So with the gram test, you check for the coloration of crystal violet or saffronin. Purple means that the crystal violet reacted well and it's gram positive. If it's a pink or reddish color, then it's gram negative, and our bacterium was positive. As you can see, this is a picture of what it would have looked like, and you can tell that because it's purple. So now it's time for us to choose our media. Now, because we have two choices, which is mannitol salts agar, which tests for and so it basically tests for Staphyloccocus aureus or gram positives, while McConkey's tests for gram negatives such as E. coli. we decided to use MSA because it's a selective medium for mannitol fermenters, and so it contains mannitol and the indicator phenol red. So basically, if an organism is able to ferment mannitol, then an acidic byproduct is formed, and basically what will happen is it'll cause the phenol red to turn a yellowy color. And so this is what our MSA ended up looking like at the end. And we had 3 different sections. Here was the E. coli, here was the Staphyloccocus aureus, and here was the test. So basically, the E. coli on the top was our negative control. We knew that that should not produce anything, and that worked because obviously E. coli did not produce any colonies over here. On the bottom right hand side, you can see that so the bottom right hand side is the positive control. You can see that there are some obvious colonies here, and it's turned a yellowy color instead of the red that it was. And then on the test, which is kind of in the center-ish, that had a lot of colonies and a lot of just yellow, and so we determined that it obviously was similar to Staphylococcus aureus, and we were able to decide that it actually is Staphylococcus aureus. And Darlene will get into all of the other stuff in her video lecture coming up. Alright, thanks guys.